Good day everyone, my name is RG Saplahio Daganato, your discussant for today. And now we will tackle the early Victorian literature, the age of the novel. So now let's proceed to Romanticism, echo to a new era. So the early Victorian period saw a fascinating interplay between the lingering influence of Romanticism and the emergence of a distinctly new literary landscape. While figures like Coleridge, Wordsworth, and De Quincey continued to shape the literary worlds, a sense of change was palpable. The death of Byron in 1824, and arguably even earlier with Austen and Scott, marked a significant turning point for many critics. This transition is best understood as the rise of the novel to unprecedented prominence. So, the early Victorian period in literature was a time of transition, while romantic writers like Coleridge and Wordsworth were still influential. So, a new style was emerging. So, this shift was marked by the increasing popularity of the novel, the deaths of major romantic figures like Byron, and the rise of authors like Austen and Scott highlighted this change. So, let's proceed to the novel takes center stage. So, Victorian Britain witnessed an explosion of prose fictions. Over 60,000 novels were published, penned by thousands of authors. So, the three-volume format, or three-decker, initially dominated, catering to lending libraries. However, this was challenged by the growing popularity of serialization in magazines and monthly installments, a format that would eventually revolutionize the way novels were consumed and written. The shift to the modern single-volume format wouldn't fully occur until the 1890s. So the Victorian Britain saw a huge surge in novel writing, with 1,000 of authors publishing over 60,000 novels. Initially, novels were published in 3 volumes, but this format was replaced by serialization in magazine and installments. So this change in how novels were read and written eventually led to the single-volume format we know today. So now let's proceed to Charles Dickens, master of serialization, social community, and comic genius. So, Charles Dickens' career exemplifies the era's literary dynamicism. His early success with sketches by Bowes led to the prolific output of the novels, many published serially. This method profoundly shaped his writing style, encouraging the use of multiple plots and cliffhangers to maintain readers' engagement. So his novels such as Oliver Twist and David Copperfield vividly portray the social injustices and the lives of the underprivileged, establishing him as a master of both social commentary and comic storytelling. So, Charles Dickens was a very successful Victorian author. He wrote many novels, often published in parts, which influenced his writing styles. So, Dickens used multiple plots and cliffhangers to keep reader interested. So, his novels like Oliver Twist and David Copperfield focus on social problems and the lives of poor people. So, making him famous for both his social commentary and his humor. So now let's proceed to Dickens' multifaceted genius. So Dickens' novels, from the heartbreaking Oliver Twist to the coming-of-age tale David Copperfield. So the social critic of Bleak House and the industrial satire of Hard Times continue to resonate today. His works explore themes of social inequality, childhood, and the complexities of the human condition with unparalleled depth and emotional power. So his later novels, such as Great Expectations and Our Mutual Friend, demonstrate a growing sophistication in plot construction and thematic coherence. So Dickens' novels, from the sad Oliver Twist to the powerful Great Expectations, continue to relevant today. No? He wrote about important issues like social inequality, childhood, and human relationship with a great skills and emotion. So his later novels show how he became even better at developing complex plots and themes. So now let's proceed to expanding horizons of Victorian fiction. So while Dickens dominated the popular imagination, other authors made significant contributions. So William Makepeace Thackeray, from a privileged background, brought a sharp satirical wit to his novels, most notably in Vanity Fair, a complex exploration of ambition of morality. So Elizabeth Gaskell, as a key condition of England novelist, addressed social issues and the lives of working-class people in novels like Mary Barton and North and South. The period also saw a flourishing of political, religious, historical, and even sporting novels, showcasing the remarkable diversity of Victorian fiction. So, dear class, while Dickens was very popular, other Victorian authors were also important. So, William Marquis Thackeray, who came from a wealthy family, wrote satirical novels like Vanity Fair, which explores ambitions and morality. So, si Elizabeth Gaskell wrote about social issues and working class novels like Mary Barton. Victorian fiction was very diverse, with novels about politics, religion, history, and even sports. So now let's proceed to Bronte's Gothic Romanticism and female voice. So the Bronte sisters, Charlotte, Emily, and Anne brought a unique blend of romantic intensity and Gothic elements to their novels. So their childhood creation fueled their imaginative power. Charlotte's Jane Eyre, with its passionate heroine and Gothic undertones, became a literary sensation. Emily's was Wuthering Heights, a masterpiece of Gothic intensity, explored elemental passion with unparalleled power. Anne's novels, Agnes Grey and the Tenant of Wildfield, offered a stark, realistic portrayal of women's lives and social limitations. So, the Bronte sisters Charlotte, Emily, and Anne were known for their novels combined romantic passion and Gothic elements. So Charlotte's Jane Eyre is a famous story with a strong heroine and the dark elements. So Emily's Wuthering Heights is a powerful Gothic novel about intense emotions. So si Anne's novels like Agnes Grey realistically portray the challenge woman faces. So let's proceed to enduring power of Victorian verse. So despite the novel's rise, poetry continued to flourish. Alfred Tennyson, quickly recognized as a successor to Keats and Shelley, became the era's leading poet. So his works, including the Memoriam and Idylls of the King, explored themes of loss, fate, and the anxieties of changing society. So Robert Browning, with his innovative dramatic monologues, offered psychological depth and distinctive voice. So si Elizabeth Barrett Browning, a celebrated poet in her own right, produced a powerful work addressing love, social issues, and the poetic process. So the class, while novels were becoming very popular, poetry was still important. Alfred Tennyson was a major poet of the Victorian era, known for poems like in Memoriam and Idylls of the King, which explored themes of loss. So there is Robert Browning was also a famous poet, known for his dramatic monologues. And Elizabeth Barrett Browning was another great poet, like writing about love, social issues, and the art of the poetry. So now let's proceed to expanding literary landscape. So the early Victorian literary scene was rich with diverse voices. So Matthew Arnold, a poet and critic, grappled with the philosophical challenges of the time. So Arthur Hughes, Claude, through his unique verse forms, explored themes of faith and doubt. Thomas Carlyle, with his powerful prose, influenced social and political thought. So the early Victorian period saw a variety of writers. Matthew Arnold was a poet and critic who wrote about philosophical ideas, and Arthur Hugh Clough used unusually poetry forms to explore faith and doubt. Thomas Carlyle was a powerful writer who influenced social political thinking. And now, let's proceed to a legacy of literary innovation. So the early Victorian period represents pivotal moments in English literature. The rise of the novel as a dominant form, coupled with the enduring strength of poetry, created a dynamic and diverse literary landscape. The authors of this era continue to captivate the readers with their exploration of social issues, the personal struggles, and the complexities of the human condition. So their influence remains profound. So her class, the early Victorian period was a significant time in English literature. Why? It is because the novel became very popular and poetry continued to be important, and it is resulting in a dynamic and diverse literary scene. So the Victorian writers explored social issues, personal struggles, and human nature, and their work continues to be influential today. And now, let's delve into the late Victorian literature, a time of change. So, shifting the literary landscape. That is the first slide. Begin with Darwin's Of the Origins of Species in 1859, and its impact on intellectual thought. Mention the social and political climate, the Second Reform Act, women's suffrage movement, and the resulting crisis of faith. Show how these factors influenced the literature of the time. Include a relevant image, perhaps a political cartoon or a depiction of a scientific experiment. So, Douglas Darwin's On the Origin of Species in 1859 shook the foundations of intellectual thought, challenging the traditional view of creation and prompting a revelation of humanity place in the universe. So, this coincided with a period of social, political, and upheaval in Britain. So, the Second Reform Act 1867 expanded voting rights while women's suffrage movement gained a momentum. This era witnessed a growing sense of social change and the questioning of establishing norms. So, the resulting crisis of faith fueled the Darwin's theory of evolution, permeated literature, leading to works that explored themes of doubt, uncertainty, and the search for meaning in a changing world. And now let's proceed to exploring diverse literary styles. Briefly discuss the major literary movements of the era. So, realism, George Eliot, Thomas Hardy, aestheticism, decadence, Oscar Wilde, and the continued influence of Romanticism. So, Raphaelites include a small image representing each movement. Example, a book cover of Middlemarch of portrait of Wilde. Pre-Raphael painting emphasized the variety of genres, novels, poetry, and drama. So, the late Victorian era saw a flourishing of literary movements, each reflecting the complex social intellectual climate. So, realism, championed by George Eliot and Thomas Hardy, focused on detailed portrayals of everyday life and social issues in novels like Middlemarch and Jude. The obscure simultaneously aestheticism. The decadence, epitomized by Oscar Wilde's witty plays and the picture of Dorian Gray, celebrated the beauty and challenged societal conventions. The lingering influence of Romanticism, manifested in the pre-Raphaelite brotherhoods, embraced the medieval themes and heightened emotionality in their paintings and poetry. So these diverse movements encompass novels, poetry, and drama, showcasing the era's rich literary tapestry. Enduring themes. Let's proceed to enduring themes and influence. It highlighted the key themes of prevalent in late Victorian literature: social change, the questioning of traditional values, the exploration of individual identity, and the impact of industrialization. Briefly mention the lasting influence of late Victorian writers on subsequent literary movements. Conclude with a powerful image symbolizing the era's complexities and its lasting impact. So this condensed version prioritized the most significant aspect of late Victorian literature. Remember to use strong visual to enhance the presentation. You can adjust the emphasis on specific authors or movements based on your presentation's focus. So, late Victorian literature powerfully reflects the era's tumultuous transformation marked by rapid industrialization and evolving social structures. Central themes include the stark realities of social change, but particularly the widening gap between classes and resulting social unrest depicted by the authors like Dickens and Eliot. So the questioning of traditional values, spurred by Darwinian evolution, is explored by writers such as Hardy, who grappled with the implication of shifting religious and moral landscape. The research for individuals' identity amidst this social upheaval is a recurring motif, notably in the works of Wilde and Woolf. Finally, the profound impact of industrialization, both its benefits and its darker consequences, is a recurring theme in the writings of Wells and Orwell. So these enduring themes profoundly influence subsequent literary movements, leaving an indelible mark on the literary landscape. So the juxtaposition of the established power structures of Victorian Britain, symbolized perhaps by the House of Parliament, alongside the relentless advance of the steam train, perfectly encapsulates the era's complex legacy. So at the end of my report, I hope you learned something. Thank you for listening. God bless.